Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Alex Beyond Thoughts podcast. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so happy you clicked onto this episode and you're going to spend the next however long period of time with me chatting today. So, where have I been? What is going on in 2026? What happened at the end of 2025? Um, we're going to get to all of that in this episode, but I just wanted to say a quick thank you to sticking around, for sticking around, and you know, bearing with me as I navigate the lovely thing that we call life and all of the ups and downs that come along with trying to build your own thing. It can be pretty tough to be the person that is in charge of it all and be the one that has to make all these hard decisions. And also, if you can't show up that day, or there's a reason why that you're not filming or you're not recording or whatever, there's no one else to really take your spot. It's not like I can just sub in a teammate and say, you know what? Have you got me? Can you help out? It is really just me. Um, and that is all perfect and well and good. But thank you for sticking with me. So, where have I been? The beautiful question of Alex, what have you been up to? Where have you been? It really was a year of shedding for me and a year of having to lean on my own practices and a year of having to learn to walk my own talk. It's not that to say that I haven't done this in years past because I absolutely have, but the things that I was contending with personally in the business, like in a corporate professional career, things like that, it really was just a testing year for me. It taught me a lot of resilience. It taught me how to take care of myself. And it taught me that everything I teach holds so much value. I would dread to think of where I would be at the end of 2025, having the year I had without my practices, without my knowledge, without my education, without my skills. Taking myself through that year, I think would have been very drastically different in terms of outcomes and the ability to still see progression and enjoyment and connect with myself in the ways that I was if I didn't know all the things that I know, if I wasn't a coach, if I didn't know the ins and outs of hormones and mindset and nervous system regulation and what practices help with which things and how to fuel your body correctly to support you in the correct ways. If I didn't have this foundation of knowledge, oh boy, it would have been a year to contend with. So yeah, I've been shedding a lot. I've been letting go of identities that previously served me that no longer serve me in this iteration of who I want to become and what I want to be doing. And in that process, in the process of life as it tests us all, having tested me, I really had to learn to lean on my practices, learn to lean on my ways of thinking, my ways of setting up my life, my ways of pulling myself up when I feel down, things like that. So it really was a year of intense learning for me, which is always a bit tumultuous. I feel like for any of us, if we think of a year that kind of tested us and pushed our limits, we know that coming through the other side of that, there is a lot of clarity. So that's kind of the other thing. I have a lot of brain clarity, of decision clarity, of vision clarity over what my life is going to look like over the next 12 months, over the next few years, of the kind of things I want to be spending my time doing, the kind of things I don't want to be spending my time doing, and just this deep innate knowing of, okay, I've got me. I know that I can do the hard. I know that I can pull myself through when it is tough. I know that I can rely on my practices because they have actually pulled me through some tough times this last year. I've got a lot of clarity in and around all of that, which I absolutely love. Tough to go through, wonderful to experience the like deeper sense of knowing and trust in the fact that you can pull yourself through whatever you need to. And then the other thing that I've really been prioritizing over the last 12 months is my health. So I don't know if I've spoken about it on podcasts previously or like in my YouTube, but I've been rehabbing some injuries. I say injuries, I've been rehabbing potential health conditions. I won't go into too much detail over it, but essentially, some of my joints are really not happy with me, and my back is really not happy with me and hasn't been for close to 2 years now. And for the first year, I really put it off having to deal with it because in years previous, probably because I was also a teenager and a child when I had these kind of health conditions as well, they kind of just healed themselves. So for the past year, I was hoping, sorry, 2024, I was pretty much hoping and praying that they would heal themselves and I just wouldn't have to do really anything about it. Alas, did not help. Did not help much. And so for 2025, it was a real focus for me to get my health in order and stop being in pain every day. I'm not there yet, and I'm continuing to work with healthcare providers to get myself to a place where I feel like I'm on the mend. But for right now, yeah, we are still working on our health, and it's really opened my eyes to some habits that I had and some things I wanted to let go of in order to continue to prioritize my health over everything else. So some of the things I'm doing are looking into the like an anti-inflammatory protocol to see if that will help some of my symptoms. I'm in physio, I'm seeing a chiropractor, acupuncture, acupuncture. Um, I'm trying to get into therapy shortly, just with some other things going on with like health. I'm like, listen, vitamins, eating to fuel my body and to help my hormones, prioritizing sleep over anything. Like, I'm specifically not taking calls that I would have been taking at 1 a.m. or 5 a.m. because of time differences, because I know that it's interrupting my sleep pattern, and that's just a non-negotiable for me anymore, things like that. So it's all of these kind of decisions, skincare, what I'm putting on my teeth. Like I've become so intentional over the last 12 months over what I'm putting on my skin, putting in my body. What I'm consuming has also been like really curated over the last couple months. It's really just like a life overhaul that is a day by day process of choosing better for myself in order to prioritize my health and well-being over anything. So if a decision comes, it can be as small as, do I eat this thing for dinner? Do I make this thing? The food shop, do I buy these things or these things? If I'm out, what kind of clothing am I buying? Am I buying a perfume like this or like this? All of these kind of mini decisions that amount to a life lived. Those have been health focused. I am very much in a state of mind where if it's not benefiting me, why am I doing this? And if it's benefiting me in another way, like if it's for pure enjoyment, obviously going out, having a drink with my friends, is it benefiting me health-wise? Probably not. Consuming alcohol is never really that great for you. But if it's benefiting me health-wise with like my mindset, not my mindset, oh my gosh, my like my mental health with just pure enjoyment and sheer happiness and joy with my friends, sure, I will do that thing. If it's averse to that, I will be having a chat with myself over whether this is something I actually want to do or if this is a convenient thing or if this is just something I've not actually had a second thought about and just continue to do, but actually after some reflection, I want to make a different choice here. So that's really been where I've been, what I've been up to. And it's surprising how much brain space overhauling your life like this takes. It really does take up a lot of your time. Things that you would be on autopilot doing, you are now not autopiloting and you're reflecting and you're thinking about it. And it takes time, essentially. So yeah, I feel like I made a lot of great uh positive progress in the way I want to lead my life, how I want to live, the things I want to be doing, the way I treat my body and my brain. They've always been very high up on my priorities list, but the commitment and the execution of doing those things, like paying for the services that are going to get my health optimal, paying for the groceries that are going to get my health optimal, paying for the vitamins that are going to get my health optimal, going to the gym like consistently and even on harder days, still trying to push through and do some things that maybe other days I would not have. All of these things take a lot of time, but they also bring you the most, I don't want to keep using the word clarity, like there's got to be another word, Alex. The most like honest representations of what is possible and what you want to do and how you can go forward. All of these things start to become very clear when you walk the walk, talk the talk. And it's honestly just wonderful. So that is pretty much where I've been. Let me stop rambling about that. But I thought it'd be nice to kind of tell you guys, okay, where have you been for 4 months, Alex? This is where I've been. This is what I've been doing. So that has been the end of 2025. I was also reading a lot of books. I was working on the business. I was working on personal things. So yeah, it's been a very transformative time, I would say. So something I saw Emma Chamberlain do, and I think everyone basically does it on social media. Like I was even seeing it on LinkedIn. What's in and what's out for 2026. So I thought I would give you, I'm going to say short, but I'm probably still going to talk to you for like 20 minutes. I'm going to give you my shorter version of what is staying and what is out in 2026 for me. So in terms of business, the podcast is back, or at least the podcast is staying. I love podcasting. I love having guests on my podcast. I love chatting to you guys. I love the conversations that come from when you listen to the podcast and you voice note me, or you drop me a message to say that this sparked a thought, or you've done this thing differently. I love getting conversations going from the podcast. So that is definitely staying in 2026. And I'm really, really looking to have at least one guest per month on the podcast. So if you have any recommendations of people that you think I might not know, you would love to get me in contact with to potentially have on the podcast, you think we would have a great conversation, anyone you'd be interested to hear from on here, let me know. I'm down to sort of interview, have a chat with pretty much anyone. I'm thinking about like people in my life that I would love to have on the podcast and like have a little bit of insight and things from them, professional people, athletes, musicians, like literally anyone you think I could have a great conversation with and you might learn something from. Let me know your recommendations for these people. I would be so down. So yeah, the podcast is staying in 2026. Also, YouTube, my vlogs and my book videos, they are coming back. I miss them. I don't know how entertaining they will be because my life is a little bit boring with all the things I've got going on. However, I also just love having something on in the background. Like if I'm working and I want to be still kind of engaging with a person, but not actually have to be upholding a conversation, I love vlogs for that. I love very chill vlogs where I'm like seeing what they're buying and then they're doing their grocery shop and they're like, do you know what I mean? Just those kind of things. So yeah, vlogs and my book videos are back. I am planning to read more than I've ever read in this here 2026. I want to spend a lot less time on my phone and my laptop and a lot more time invested in my books so that I can report back to you on these videos. So I'm looking forward to that in 2026. What's also staying is my coaching and the community. I love the Beyond Thoughts community. I love coaching. It's my favorite thing ever. I really want to focus on one-to-one clients and I want to focus on building a community of wonderful women that get to network and share stories and connect with each other in a way that is uplifting and supportive. And I just want it to be like a ooey gooey, lush, wonderful, warm space that we all get to just be the most authentic, wonderful, smart, feminine, like balanced people on the planet, basically. That's the goal, right? We want to be her. We want to be the woman who we, in our brain, always want to represent and be. That is the community that I'm trying to build and continue to sustain in 2026. So I'm so excited for that. And I'm so excited for you to be part of it and part of the community. And yeah, give me your thoughts on that. If there's anything you want to see as part of this community space, anything you think I can build specifically that is going to be supportive and wonderful for you, also let me know. The other thing that's staying absolutely in 2026 is health being prioritized over everything. Sleep, hormones, skin health, internal health, any kind of version of health you can think of, that is getting prioritized in this year 2026. Life is really too short to treat your body and your brain like rubbish. So let's kick those behaviors and let's be women who prioritize the vessel that is carrying them through this existence. I love that for us. What is out in 2026? Burnout tendencies. The burnout tendencies that I have got to go. They have got to go. I do not want to come into summer thinking, good God, how am I going to survive the rest of the year? I've done this many, many years and seasons past. I have put is it the pedal to the metal? And I've gone way above what should be humanly possible in terms of my output. And it's not always delivered me the exact results I want because I've hemorrhaged my energy, I've hemorrhaged my time, and I've hemorrhaged my like mental sanity trying to get something that isn't always actually what I need. So burnout tendencies are out in 2026. We are conscious, intentional, health prioritized, and focused women. We treat ourselves well in this 2026. That leads me to the next one. Being mean to myself over productivity has got to go. It has got to go. Along with burnout tendencies, this kind of being mean to myself over whether I'm productive, am I spending my time productively? Is this the most optimal thing I can do with my time? Like optimization burnout too. It doesn't all have to be right here, right now. I can't build a world in one day. It's got to be day by day, and I've got to have rest, and that's got to be okay. So being mean to myself, telling myself mean things if I'm not being my most productive self in every moment of every day, that is out in 2026. And I hope it is for you too. The third one, spending money on dumb things. I am very quick to spend large chunks of money on things that are going to optimize, improve, educate, like upskill me. But I'm also quick to spend money on dumb things. Like I saw a TikTok the other day, you guys might have seen it too, where it's like, you've wondered where your money has been going, you've eaten it. It was in that KFC, it was in the dinner out, it was in the meal deal, it was in all of those things that you keep eating. Like it's in the expensive perfumes that you spray on your skin, it's in the skincare that is sat on the side that you're not using, like all of those things. And it just honestly made me die of laughter because oh my God, I probably have eaten a good portion of my money that I've made this year because I love to go out to eat. I love to buy other people food gifts, things like that. Like if there's a dinner tab to be paid, I want to pay it for everyone and like treat everyone. I need to just kind of like be more, not even conservative, but I need to be more conscious of how I'm spending my money and not spent on dumb things. I don't need to be taking excessive amounts of money and placing them in things, places, products, whatever, that aren't going to be the most optimal in serving me in 2026. And I feel like that goes for a lot of us. We were in a consumerism era where you needed a product for everything. And now I think we are coming to a collective consciousness to the fact that companies don't actually need every single penny that I have made every month. They don't. They're actually going to be okay without it. And I'm going to be better off for it. So, although I want to call in a lot of money and I want to attract all of that, I also want to be intentional and focused with where I'm letting go of money in the way of spending. So yeah, I want to spend money on less dumb things this year. Um, I don't need to walk into like a tiger, like is it called like flying tiger or like those little shops where you have to walk all the way around in like a snake. And I don't need to be walking in one of those and having to refrain from picking up everything in sight. It's actually okay. So the next part, what's new for me in 2026? What's new for me? What's new for Alex Beyond Thoughts? What's new in life? And I think my word for 2026 is magnetism. I want to spend the next 12 months intentionally calling and drawing and attracting everything in that is meant for me. I want to be really intentional about this year. I want to tell you, I was kind of on the fence of whether I share this. So I'm going to, but hold me in this. And I want anyone that hears this to only have positive vibes in terms of this goal for me, okay? So if you think you're going to be a hater, honestly skip. But I want to be on the Forbes 30 under 30 list. That is a goal of mine. It has been something that has been reflected to me time and again in different places. And I think it's something that is calling to me. I've got 4 years to do it. I'm 26. This year, like 2026, I'm going to turn 27. I've got about 4 years to do it. I think I'll do it in less, provided I show up for myself. I have no doubt in my ability to do it. I also just need to execute on that mental, physical knowing that it could be mine. Um, yeah. So yeah, the word magnetism. I want to be on the Forbes 30 under 30 list. I want to continue to coach a network of women that just light my soul up. I want to draw in women that know they want to be in my space, that know they want my expertise, that know they also want to live a divine life like this. I want to create and foster and sustain a community that also draws other women in like that. I don't want it just to be from me. And I know how magnetic and wonderful other women are. So I know that a group of us together, we're going to just literally be like a beacon for other incredible, intelligent, forward-thinking, strategic, wonderful, amazing people. I'm trying to think of the adjectives I want, but they're not coming to me. Um, I want these people in my space and I want to be curating a space that they feel safe and comfortable and thriving in. So that is another new for me in 2026. A slightly rogue one. I want to be curating a wardrobe of pieces, not like event specific items. I have a lot of clothing that I can wear for one thing and one thing only. And I don't really have interchangeable pieces that will build me a wardrobe of I will just pull anything out and it will go together. I really want to be intentional about creating that this year. And I want to be intentional with my time. I want to be where my feet are. And if that is intentional rotting time, let it be. If it's dinner with my girls, I want to be completely present, not thinking about the business, not thinking about other things. If it's a sad day and I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling tired, let it be one of those days and allow myself to move on and not be mean to myself over how productive I'm being or if I'm going to spiral further or how long is this going to last? Like literally just let myself be sad and it might only actually last for 2 hours instead of 24. You know, we never know. So I want to be really intentional with my time and I want to be where my feet are and be really present this year because I also feel like in years past, the time has flown exponentially because I've blinked and it's been a whole day and I've been on my phone or I've been in my laptop editing or I've been working with clients and it's just like, where has my time gone? So I really want to be more intentional and present with what I'm doing, where I am, who I'm being, really. And then the final one that's new for me in 2026 is actually committing to a life of abundance and opportunity. Many a time, I have allowed other people's views of the world, realities, expectations, what they know to be fact and true affect me and my reality. And me and my reality wants to be an abundance and opportunity. That is where I want to exist. I don't want to exist in realism. I don't want to exist in, oh, this is a thing that's going to happen. Like, obviously, I know I need to pay tax. I'm not going to be delusional enough to think that, oh, my all my taxes are going to get waived. Like, I obviously won't exist in that kind of abundance and opportunity mentality because that's just not possible. I live in this here United Kingdom. They love to tax us. But I also don't want to live in a world where I can only earn what is the industry average for this thing. I can only get a job that is within this certain skill set and thing. I don't want to play in that realm. I don't want to play in that reality. That's not mine. I want to be word of the year. the most magnetic version of myself this year. I want to bring things into my timeline, into my path, into my reality that other people would call delusional. And I want my reality to keep changing and evolving and developing because I'm being devotional to the abundance and to the opportunities that can come into my life at any moment. So, yeah, I'm so bored of realism. I'm so bored of people telling me that's not possible. It doesn't happen that way. How are you going to do it? I don't care how it's done. It's coming to me. I don't know how I'm going to get from here to 100K months. Don't know how. It's coming to me. It's on its way. I'm going to get there. I don't need to be able to tell you how because the universe has got me. You know, that is the vibe I'm in 2026. Um, I don't want to walk down a path everyone else has walked down because they know it's safe and they know that if you do this thing, it'll probably lead to this thing, which will probably lead to this thing. I don't want to live like that. Thank you so much for your advice, but keep it to yourself. I am a magnetic person in this here 2026, and it's remaining that way. And I hope you join me on the train of magnetism and abundance and opportunity and openness to things changing at the drop of a hat because they can and they do and they will in the most positive, joyous, wonderful way possible. So that is what is new to me in or new in for me in 2026. And I'm going to leave it there, I think. It feels like it's wrapping up on a good note. It's where I've been, what's in, what's out, and what's new for me this year. And I hope you have at least sparked some inspiration, or it's got you ticking and thinking about what's in and what's out for you and what you want to be drawing in new in 2026. Over the next few episodes, I want to be talking about becoming this magnetic woman, how it has happened for me in the past, and how I want it to be happening for me in the future. So make sure you are following the podcast, rating it for me. That would be wonderful. Recommend it to a friend if you think you've drawn some kind of value from this or past episodes. And honestly, my past episodes are pretty evergreen. So you can go back and listen to any of the previous seasons and really find a home here. I'm so excited to be bringing you more episodes in 2026, and I can't wait to see you then. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.